Hello students, I am Omar Farooq Mehboob Pasha Harli, lecturer in Electrical Engineering Department from Brahmadev Dada Mani Polytechnic Belati Solapur. Today we are discussing about the subject of electrical and electronics measurement under the program of electrical engineering with semester 3rd. In that we are taking a first unit, fundamental of measurement. The weightage of first unit is 10 marks. Before we start this unit, I will introduce some content of chapter 1, that is introduction of measurement, next classification of unit, next classification of instruments, next classification of standards, next difference between the analog system and digital system, next types of error, last calibration. These all contents we'll discuss in this session. So we'll start. First point is the introduction of measurement. What is meant by measurement? The definition of measurement is that it is defined as the physical parameter which is converted into meaningful number. For examples, speedometer, ammeter, voltmeter. In speedometer, in two-wheeler vehicle, when vehicle starts to take a speed, that means wheel is rotated, that means the physical parameter, and whatever the speed of wheel, that will be the displayed by the speedometer. That means speedometer is nothing but giving a meaningful number. So that means the physical parameter is converting into the meaningful number. Okay. Next, we are discussing about the unit, that is classification of units. The classification of unit is divided into three categories, namely CGS, MKS and SI. A CGS, that is centimeter gram second, MKS meter kilogram second, and SI units nothing but international system of unit. The SI unit further divided into three categories such as base unit, supplementary unit and derived unit. The base unit consists of the length, mass, time, electric current, temperature, etc. The length is always measured in the meter, denoted by the symbol of length is m. Mass is measured in the kilogram, denoted by the kg. Time is measured in the second, denoted by s. Electric current is measured in ampere, denoted by A, and etc. Next, we are discussing about the supplementary unit. The supplementary unit consists of that depend upon the angles. First is a plane angle, second one is a solid angle. Plane angle is measured in a radian, denoted by the RAD. Solid angle is measured in steradian, denoted by SR. Next, derived unit. The derived unit consists of the area, volume, frequency, velocity, angular velocity, acceleration, angular acceleration, force, pressure, after that work, energy, power, potential difference, resistance, capacitance, magnetic flux, inductance, and etc. The area is always measured in the square meter, denoted by m square. Frequency is measured in the hertz, denoted by capital H, small z. Force is measured in the Newton denoted by N. Energy is measured in a joule denoted by J. Power is measured in watt denoted by W. Resistance is measured in ohm denoted by ohm symbol. Capacitance is measured in farad denoted by F. Inductance is measured in Henry denoted by capital H, and etc. These all units considered in a derived unit. Next, we are discussing about the classification of instrument. Classification of instrument divided into mainly two parts. First is a secondary instrument and second is a absolute instrument. Secondary instrument is such that the magnitude of quantity can be determined only from deflection of the instrument. That divided into three categories: 1. Indicating instrument, 2. Recording instrument, 3. Integrating instrument. The name is indicate the indicating instrument is that they indicate the magnitude of quantity to be measured. They indicate the magnitude of quantity to be measured. Example: voltmeter, ammeter and wattmeter. These all meters are analog form. We can see here on the right side of PPT there is some symbol, there is a scale and on scale a pointer. When it will start from the 0 to 200 reading, it means that they are showing from the reading 0 to 200, that means indicate the values of that particular parameter. That's called as indicating instrument. Next will be the recording instrument. Recording instrument is nothing but the process which has required to continuous record of a measured quantity. The process require a continuous record of measured quantity. This system is basically recording system. That means we are record the all parameter. We have to take a control panel in a substation. In substation, there are a lot of parameter we are taking a reading, such as a power, frequency, input power, output power, current, voltage, etc. The all record will be recorded. So that means this instrument will be recording. So this is instrument called as a recording instrument. After that, the integrating instrument. Integrating instrument is nothing but the event over a period of time. That means, take an example, energy meter. Energy meter is work for a period. That means if you are taking your energy bill, the energy bill is totally depend upon the energy meter, and energy meter is totally depend upon the read whatever the uses of your appliances. So the bill of that generation is has some certain duration. That means for 1 month, every 1 month your electricity will be the producer by help of energy meter. That means there is a over a period of time. That means the event over a period of time. That calls a integrating instrument. Now absolute instrument. Absolute instrument is nothing but the measurement of physical quantity can be measured in practically. I have taken an example galvanometer. In that, if you are taking according to Faraday's law, whenever the conductor kept in magnetic field and conductor cut the lines of forces, the EMF is induced in that conductor. That means we are taking a coil and connect to the galvanometer, and we are taking a bar magnet that has two poles, north pole and south pole. When north pole is entered in a coil, the galvanometer shows the reading, but galvanometer move in a right side. Now you are entering the south pole, it will a deflection, but the galvanometer pointer shows to left side of the meter. That means whatever the physical parameter we are taking converge into practical. That means a moving system is nothing but the physical quantity, and whatever the galvanometer shows the reading, that means a practically output. Now we are discussing about the standards. That means classification of standard. There are the four standards as per below: international standard, primary standard, secondary standard, and last one is working standard. What is mean by international standard? These are nothing but the basis of the international agreement. That means the international standards are maintained by the International Bureau of Absolute Measurement. So this standard will be the international agreement. Now second is the primary standard. These standards absolute, that is standard having accuracy. That means there is a ultimate reference standard by the national standard laboratories and in a different part of the world. Next one is the secondary instrument. Secondary instrument is the basis reference standard which is used in industrial measurement laboratories. It is totally related to the industrial laboratory standard. Now working standard. Working standard that has accuracy of one order lower than of the secondary standard. That means the normal standard which are used by the worker and technician who's actually carried out the measurement. Okay. Now the difference between the analog system and digital system. What is the difference between the analog system and digital system? The name indicates in analog. Analog has consist of the pointer and scale, but digital is only numbering system. So now we are discussing an analog system and digital system. The first parameter of the both system is cost. The cost of analog is less, digital is very high. Accuracy, analog is less and digital is high. Frictional error, that means there is a moving parts. The moving parts in analog is present, that means their friction is present, but in digital there is no moving part, that means there is no friction in digital, that means not present. Reading speed. In analog there will be the slow reading because there will be deflection will be occurred. That means the deflection is taking a time for the to settle down. So it will goes to time to take more to show the readings. But in that digital there is no required the fluctuation, it will show the directly reading. That means the reading speed is the digital is fast. Power required, obviously analog it is required the high power, digital is required low power. Program facility, there is no program facility in analog system, but the program facility is available in the digital system. Applications of analog speedometer, voltmeter and ammeter, these all the analog system, and digital is the multimeter is the best example for the digital system. Now we are discussing about the types of error. Actually when we are discussing a measurement system, there will be the some error is occurred. So basically there are the three types of error. One is a gross error, second one is a systematic error, third one is a random error. What is the difference between this error? The gross error is nothing but this error occurring due to the human mistake in taking a reading or using an instrument or recording or calculating. This will be the error occurred due to human mistake. Now we are discussing about the systematic error. Systematic error is due to the sensitivity shift or zero offset or the non-linearity. So the systematic error is divided into three categories. One is the instrumental error, second one is environmental error, third one is the observational error. Now what is mean by instrumental error? Instrumental error is nothing but the error due to the assembly mistake or misuse of instrument or poor construction or irregular spring. This error is in the form in the instrumental error. Now environmental error. Environmental error is due to a temperature, pressure, humidity, dust, vibration. This all affect the two instrument that that will be the reading will be the wrong. So all this temperature, vibration, dust will be impact on a instrument. That's called as a environmental error. Now observational error. Observational is nothing but a visible of your reading. If you are not taking a visible properly reading, that means you are taking a wrong reading depend upon your position. So that will be the error in goes to the observational error. That means when the line of vision of observer is not exactly above the pointer. Okay, this is called as a observational error. And last one is a random error. A random error is are due to the multitude of the small factors which change or fluctuate from the one measurement into another measurement. That's called as a random error. Now calibration. What is meant by calibration? And why the need of calibration? Calibration is a process of a reading that will be the instrument agree with accepted and certified standards. Why the need of that calibration? To determine the error and accuracy. Now we are taking some calibration methods such as calibration of ammeter. Figure shows their arrangement of calibration of ammeter. We are taking two resistance, one is R1 and R2 are connected in a circuit. R1 is a fixed value and R2 is a variable value. And we are taking a 2 meter, that means the one is a standard meter which is compared to the calibrated meter. When the supply is switch on, R2 is varied, the corresponding reading on both meter are to note that. From the difference between the standard meter reading and the meter under the test reading, the error is found out. The error graph is plotted against the standard meter reading. So, what is the difference between that two meters? That means their calibration meter is faulty. If there is no difference between in that standard meter and calibrated meter, it means that your calibrated meter is okay. And this meter is always connected in a series. So because we are that calculating the current, so that means we have to connect the ammeter in a standard meter and calibrated meter in a series. Similarly, now we are taking a calibration of voltmeter. The circuit arrangement for the calibration of voltmeter is shown in figure. A resistance, that is the potential divider, is used to vary the voltage. The DC supply is made on. The voltage is gradually increased. The reading of both voltmeter is noted. If there is a difference between any both voltmeter reading, that means there was a faulty in your calibrated meter. If there is no difference between the standard meter and calibrated meter, it means that your calibrated meter is okay. And always the both meters we are measuring a voltage, that means they have to connect the voltmeter in a parallel to the potential divider. Thank you so much. Thank you.